Guys, what's up? Welcome to my video. So this video we are going to do this on the bolt extractor, on a bolt extractor that I got from eBay. I ordered this from eBay. I believe it was, I don't know, it was like probably like $12 or something like that. But this is the box that it came with originally when it was listed. There was no brand on it. I just thought it was one of those unbranded things. But apparently the brand is King Koi bolt extractor. Some other stuff in the box, I don't know. There's a bunch of other stuff that reads it. Apparently model number is K7018. None of this actually comes up on eBay, but it says it works with drivers of half square. It works with half square, half inch drivers, used for removing or installing bolt in narrow spaces using range. I don't know what that means. Roy's Tools Club. This is a German company. Originally, I thought it was a Chinese company, but it's a German company. All right. Roy's Tools Club Professional Tool. It's made in Germany. The first thing I noticed about this when I picked this up, it was very heavy. It's very heavy for you know what I thought a bolt extractor would be, but you know, that doesn't actually, you know, that's not negative. And it was bigger than I thought. It was a lot bigger than I thought. I work on cars, and a lot of times I work in small spaces and stuff like that. You know, there's only so much space you have when working with cars. Sometimes, a lot of times, most of the time. But this is pretty big. It's pretty heavy. And you can see the sockets are through sockets. So here's my first impression when I got this. Originally when I got this, my first impression was, it's huge. All right, it's huge and it's heavy. It's huge and it's heavy. Like I said, it's pretty big, it's heavy, and you're working in small spaces, you know, on cars and stuff like that. Originally, also, I thought that this part right here was plastic, and you know, I was kind of disappointed at first, but then, you know, I felt it a little bit more, and it's made out of metal. It's not plastic, it's actually made out of metal. So this is made out of metal. I don't know what kind of metal this is. Hopefully it's high grade metal where, you know, it doesn't wear down too easy. But let me give you guys my first impression of this. Originally, I picked this up from the post office. I opened it up, and it was, I was a little bit disappointed in it, because I thought it was going to be something that's a little bit smaller, a lot smaller actually, because a lot of these bolts that get stuck are on areas of the car where, you know, within the engine compartment, stuff like that. This is not going to be able to get, you can't put this on a lot of places like that. But then I thought the design of it, I was looking at the design, and I was like, I was expecting something a lot, I don't know, a lot, what would the best word be of something like this, where it would be just a lot more obvious as what a bolt extractor would do. Now, granted, before I bought this, I was looking at a bunch of bolt extractors. You guys know that you guys worked on cars a lot, if you guys work on cars a lot, you guys know one of the most tedious things that you come across, unexpected things that you come across when working on a car, is a bolt that is you know, it's either seized, or it gets rounded, or you know, for whatever reason the bolt won't come off and you're rounding out the bolts. Happens quite often, and that, you know, it could turn a simple project into just a project that would take like, you know, hours, literally hours. You can spend hours trying to get a bolt off a car, you know, with as many tools as you can, and you know, situations where you can't get it off, it's absolutely, I don't know how you guys feel about situations like that, but oh god, those situations are just absolutely awful. But you know, that's why I got this. That's why I went on YouTube, trying to find out, trying to find out, you know, what works and what doesn't, trying to find out people's experiences with bolt extractors, bolt extractions, what they use, all that stuff. I know, You know, you can use a torch and stuff like that. That hasn't been one of my go-to methods because I don't have a torch. I will probably buy one because I've come across lately. I've been coming across a lot of these situations where I've had seized boats and boats that just won't come off easily, boats that are just not. I wasn't able to get the boat off with the tools that I had, I've been looking for. I'm actually trying to buy as many tools as I can to make sure that those situations are remedied. So came across this one. If you guys are like me, you guys went on eBay and searched for bolt extractors. There's a couple of them out there. I settled on this one. I probably buy the other stuff. I mean, better to be safe than sorry. Better to have more stuff to work with than not. I mean, most of this stuff is maybe like $12 a piece anyway at most. I have a set of bolt extractors, but sometimes those don't work, and those are, you know, half-inch bolt extractors that I got from Harbor Freight. Sometimes they work a lot of times. They work a lot of times, but sometimes they just don't work on some boats that are just absolutely deteriorated, rusted, stuff like that. So in cases like that, I'm looking for something that will work. Hopefully that will work in every instance. But here's what I like about this. Now, granted, I haven't used this yet. So I can't really do a thorough review of it. Funny enough, I don't see a lot of videos as far as, you know, bolt extractors are concerned. I've seen a lot of videos on how to extract boats, but I haven't seen videos on like doing reviews of bolt extractors, etc., etc. But haven't used this yet. But I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on this. As you guys can see, it's got through holes, which is a good thing because a lot of times you get long boats where you gotta go through the long boat to get to the boats. Well, you know, long boats with threads to get to the boat. But I can say that this is a tough looking thing. You know, it's heavy. You know, I can say that this is made of really good metal, just offhand. And this I thought was originally plastic, but you know, it's not plastic. It's made out of metal. You know, so basically what happens is, you know, this hole right here is for your smaller boats, larger boats. What happens is when you turn it, this locks onto the boat. And theoretically thinking about this, yeah, it should work, considering you know, this right here, the ridges lock onto whatever that's left on around the boat, and you turn it, and you know, it should move the boat. It should move the boat, because this is like, you know, you have a rounded boat, you got this much, it'll decrease the space to, you know, a lot. So you know, regardless of how round the boat is, you know, it's gonna just keep on decreasing the space unless the head of the boat just absolutely comes right off. You know, it's just gonna keep on cranking it until it turns, hopefully. But as far as, you know, it'll work in a lot of instances. It'll work, but in instances where there is just too little space to work with, I can imagine this not being a thing that I could use. But thinking back on all the boats that I had issues with, this could actually come in handy in a lot of cases. But it's not going to come in handy in situations where, you know, boats are in situations. Boats are in places in you know, where you're working with, where it's just, you know, there's just not a lot of space to work with. That's my only problem with this. I don't know if there's a smaller version of this. But funny enough, if I think about a bolt extractor that I saw when the ones that they sell, and they do sell these at AutoZone and Advanced Auto and Pep Boys and stuff like that. They were pretty big too. You know, they were pretty big, to be honest with you. And they're not. These don't. This is about. I mean, this is bigger than a normal bolt extractor that I've seen. But to be honest, this is not. It's not uncommon for bolt extractors to be this big. But I guess what I'm going to do is, this is going to be useful to me. I mean, from looking at it, this is going to be useful to me. I'm gonna try these out. Hopefully, this works on some bolts that are not that are really stubborn to come off or seized. I'm gonna be looking around for other bolt extractors that are, you know, small in this that I could use in small spaces. I know the socket ones. I bought the socket set, the bolt extractor socket set from Harbor Freight, and those have helped me out quite a bit in about 80% of the situations where I had to seize bolts. Those work out great. But there are some situations where the bolt is so deteriorated and rusted that, you know, sometimes when I put those on, it'll just strip the metal from you know, strip the surface of metal. So I'm gonna do some more searching, but this is gonna go into my tool bag. And if you guys like this video, if you guys have any personal experiences with this, you know, drop me a comment. I believe I did. I don't think I actually went on Amazon and read the reviews on this. I actually bought this on eBay. A lot of times I'll go on Amazon, read the reviews on this, but I did not do that for this. But I can imagine this actually working the way, you know, it's supposed to work. I can imagine it working the way it's supposed to work, and working well in situations where the bolts are, where I could actually put this on a bolt. The fact that it's this heavy actually makes it a lot, I would say a lot, well, it makes that situation a lot better when you put it on and you got to crank it and stuff like that. It's, you know, but yeah, so that's my video. If you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Also, if you guys have any comments at all, you know, send me a message or whatever. All right, guys, take care.